Hey there, it's Clay. Still out here in the forest here once again. Today we're going to be talking about why your ex can't make up their mind when it comes to getting back together, when it comes to even if they just want to, talk to you, be in contact with you, all that sort of stuff. This can be really confusing for a lot of people, and it can be really frustrating as well too. Especially if you have a great interaction with them, and then you find out that they're just, pulling back. They're just inexplicably withdrawing. It's like, why? We just had this great talk. We just had this great time meeting up. We just had this great time spending time together. The truth is that in many ways, the reason why your ex can't make up their mind, and we'll get to how to get around this too by the end of this video, so stick around. But the reason why they can't make up their mind is because they have to hold on to this idea that you're someone worth breaking up with. They made this choice to break up with you. They went and they did it. And so oftentimes people will fall prey to what we call the law of consistency. That is to say, they did break up with you, so they have to act consistently with someone who did break up with you. That means that they have to justify why they did whatever they did, and they have to basically dig down deep in order to make it seem like they made the right choice. Maybe they did make the right choice. I don't know. Maybe things were really bad between the two of you. And maybe you're doing what you can do to repair that right now. So that's totally fine. But they're going to have to create this version of you in their mind that's worth breaking up with. This version of you that was a bad person. Because nobody wants to break up with someone else. Nobody wants to think of themselves as someone who's going to go and break someone's heart or make them cry or anything like that. So if they are doing that, they have to tell themselves a story that you were worth breaking up with. So many times people will twist, distort, and generalize certain things about you or about your relationship in order to tell themselves a good story about why they had to break up with you. And maybe they didn't have to twist the truth too much, but maybe they did. Maybe they did have to revise history and exaggerate certain things, etc. That's totally fine. It's super common. That's them sort of fueling this negative version of you that they had to break up with. Or maybe they didn't have to really stretch things that far. Maybe things actually were pretty bad, and maybe there was a good reason why they did break up with you. I don't know. But either way, there is this negative version of you that they're holding in their mind. Now, hopefully, if there is something legitimately that you did that was, less than ideal, that you've done something to prove that they're not walking back into the same relationship that they walked out of in the first place. And so when the two of you are interacting, they're probably going to be experiencing something other than this version of you. They're going to be experiencing this positive version of you. This could be something that you're picking up by using the advanced relational skills that we talk about. By the way, we have a video playlist on that right up there. This could be something that you're doing by getting out of damage control mode. This could be something that you're doing by learning the communication skills that we go over. This could be something that you're doing by doing the embodiment stuff that we're going over with our coaching clients inside of Commit. This could be all sorts of other things. But basically, when you're interacting with them, they're seeing this positive version of you, and they're saying like, whoa, wait, what is happening here? I thought you were this person, but it turned out you're this person. What's going on? Are you really this person pretending to be this person? Is this actually the person that you are, but you are just, maybe I was wrong about this? Maybe you legitimately did make some sort of change for the better? What's going on? Is this just you on your best behavior? Is this just you putting on a good act? Is this just you trying some sort of gimmick that you learned on the internet or something? And so there's this lack of trust. And essentially what this is, they're not sure which version of you to put their trust in. And so what we want to do is we want to continue to interact with them as this positive version to continue to build trust in that. And what that's going to do is it's going to weaken the amount of trust that they have in this negative version. And as this trust starts to shift from one version to another, as they start to put more trust into you, put more trust into themselves to handle the relationship, put more trust into the dynamic between the two of you, they're going to go through a certain emotional journey. And this is what we call those 5 stages. We have a whole playlist on the 5 stages right up there too, by the way. But this includes those 5 stages of wall of reactance, test drive, riding the dragon, crisis point, and new beginnings. And these describe their journey of trust towards increasing trust in you and in themselves and in the dynamic between the two of you. That's why you get a lot of the hot and cold behavior. That's why you get a lot of the I can't make up my mind sort of stuff. It's because they're in the process of learning to trust. And so what we want to do is we want to help them to develop more trust. Okay, so as we go ahead and get into this next part, by the way, if you do like these videos, help a guy out with his YouTube channel by hitting the thumbs up button. Just let me know as well too in the comment section if you like these like out in nature videos. If so, maybe I'll do it more often. Otherwise, I should be back in the usual office, next week. But yeah, in terms of what to do, we've talked about this before, but there's really 3 important things we need to put into alignment when it comes to making the relationship work. Number 1 is we have to go from not being on the same team to being on the same team. So we have to actually set in place probably an overt understanding and an overt agreement that we're on the same team. And then we have to act in insignificant ways that demonstrate that we are on the same team. And as we do this, we're going to build more trust. And then we also need to practice our communication. If we communicate clearly, this is point number 2 here, but if we communicate clearly, we're going to actually start to decrease those gaps where there's potential misunderstandings between the 2 of us. And as this happens, we'll work on that 3rd element, which is trust. And so if we go through these 3 things, which we call the triangle of commitment, by the way, this will help to elevate the level of trust that we have with one another, and it can help to show them that they're making the right choice in wanting to get back together with us. And by the way, this is something that we talk about inside of our Effortless Connection course. You can find information on that down below. And by the way, like I mentioned in the past few videos, you can also get coaching as well too when you sign up for the course. It's a lower cost option than our Commit coaching program, and admittedly it is sort of like a taste of what coaching might be like. And my hope is that maybe you go through this, you get the coaching, and then you actually do want to join us inside of Commit. But again, I get that that's a big commitment, but for most people. So I want to just give you an opportunity to work with us in a shorter term sort of time frame. And then if it does make sense for us to work together and commit, hey, we can talk about that. But if not, no worries. But yeah, you can sign up for either Effortless Connection by itself. You can sign up for Effortless Connection with coaching, or you don't have to sign up for anything at all. But if nothing else, I do hope that you give us that thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It is a free way to support the channel. And thank you so much. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time.